Most people do not stay broke because of one dramatic event. They stay broke because of repeated habits that slowly weaken their financial life. That is what makes this topic so important. Because habits do not destroy a future all at once. They do it quietly. A little every day, a little every week, a little every month. And by the time the damage becomes obvious, years have often already been lost. That is why being broke is not always only an income issue. Very often, it is also a behavior issue. Patterns that repeat, choices that feel small, defaults that seem normal, but repeated long enough, those patterns become a financial identity. And that identity becomes a lifestyle. That lifestyle becomes a future. So in this video, we are going to break down 7 habits that keep people broke. Not because these habits look dramatic in the moment, but because repeated over time, they quietly make progress harder, slower, and less likely. Let's start with one of the most common habits of all. Habit number 1, spending emotionally. A lot of people do not spend from clarity. They spend from feeling. Stress, boredom, frustration, reward, insecurity. They buy because they want temporary relief. And that is dangerous, because emotional spending often has nothing to do with real value. It is not about what helps the future. It is about what feels good right now. And when that becomes a repeated pattern, money disappears without building anything useful. That is one of the fastest ways to stay broke. Because emotion passes quickly, but the cost remains. Habit number 2, trying to look successful too early. This trap destroys many people. They buy the image before they build the reality. The car, the clothes, the expensive habits, the visible upgrades, all before they have real financial strength underneath. That creates pressure because appearance is expensive when the foundation is weak. People who stay broke often spend money trying to feel ahead. But people who become stable usually focus on becoming stronger before they try to look stronger. That difference matters, because image does not pay bills. Image does not create assets. Image does not produce freedom. And when people confuse status with progress, they often stay financially fragile for years. Habit number 3, never tracking money clearly. You cannot improve what you refuse to face honestly. A lot of people do not know their numbers. They do not know how much they waste, how much they leak, how much disappears through small repeated spending. They guess, they estimate, they hope, but hope is not a system. People who stay broke often live in vagueness, and vague financial awareness creates weak financial decisions. Stronger people become more precise. They know what comes in, what goes out, what is useful, what is waste. That clarity creates control. And control is one of the foundations of financial improvement. Habit number 4, always choosing comfort over growth. Growth is uncomfortable. Learning is uncomfortable. Discipline is uncomfortable. Building extra income is uncomfortable. Change is uncomfortable. That is exactly why many people avoid it. They protect comfort too aggressively. They do not study, do not build, do not improve, do not develop stronger skills, do not start, do not persist. They choose the familiar again and again, and that choice becomes expensive, because the price of comfort is often hidden at first. But over time, it becomes limitation. People who stop growing usually stop expanding financially too. That is why this habit matters, because if comfort always wins, progress keeps losing. Habit number 5. Living only for this month. Short-term thinking keeps people trapped. What feels good this week? What solves today? What reduces pressure right now? That is how many people make financial decisions. And that thinking creates weak outcomes. Because wealth is usually built through long-term thinking. Saving before spending. Learning before relaxing. Building before showing off. Investing before upgrading lifestyle. People who stay broke often think too short. Not because they are stupid, but because short-term pressure controls them. And when short-term pressure becomes the main driver of life, long-term progress becomes extremely difficult. Habit number 6. Depending on one income source without a plan. One income source can keep someone alive, but it rarely creates much security on its own. And when that one source is weak, unstable, or limited, the person becomes fragile. That fragility creates fear, and fear creates bad decisions. People who stay broke often depend on a single stream of income while doing nothing to increase options. No side skill, no second path, no system, no extra asset, no long-term plan. That creates a ceiling, and ceilings become prisons when they stay untouched too long. Habit number 7. Surrounding yourself with low standards. Environment matters more than most people realize. If everyone around you normalizes waste, excuses, short-term thinking, and financial chaos, that becomes your normal too. People often underestimate how much their standards are shaped by what surrounds them. Their friends, their habits, their conversations, their digital life, their daily inputs. People who stay broke often remain in environments that quietly train them to stay average. And average standards create average outcomes. People who improve financially usually become more selective. Not arrogant, selective. They protect their mind, their time, their standards, their inputs, because they understand that it is much harder to build a stronger life inside a system that keeps training you to stay weak. Now, when you step back and look at these 7 habits together, the pattern becomes clear. People do not stay broke only because they need more money. They often stay broke because repeated habits keep making their financial life weaker. Emotional spending, image-based living, no clarity, too much comfort, short-term thinking, one income source, low-standard environments. That is what quietly keeps people stuck. And that is also the encouraging part. Because if repeated bad habits can keep a person broke, repeated stronger habits can slowly make a person stable, and then stronger, and then free. That means change is possible. Not instantly, not magically, but steadily. And steady change is more powerful than most people realize. So do not only ask how to earn more money, ask which habits are still quietly keeping you broke, because sometimes the first financial breakthrough does not begin with more income. It begins with finally breaking the patterns that have been making your future weaker all along. If you want more videos on money, mindset, leverage, and financial freedom, like this video, subscribe, and turn on the bell. And in the comments, tell me which of these 7 habits keeps the most people broke. Because sometimes a richer life begins the moment a person stops calling destructive habits normal.